So, in the last episode, we formed a kingdom and embraced a new culture, and now it's time to reform our religion. To reform our faith, we need 3 holy sites. We already hold one, the second is right next to us and easy to take whenever we want, but we still need a third, and that third one is going to be Rugen, before massive Poland grabs it from right under our nose. To strengthen our army even further, we're also reforming our culture, picking the strong tradition, which gives us +2 knights and plus 100% knight effectiveness, though we'll have to wait 5 years for it to take effect. We also built the Hotin fort, which grants plus 5% renown to its holder, and since the province is owned by a member of our dynasty, that bonus is ours. We made the decision to move our capital to Plotzk to make sure we don't lose the bonuses from the holy site. To safeguard our new capital, we had to take control of the surrounding territory, which meant launching a war against Prussia. But suddenly, the Russian Confederation decided to take advantage of our temporary weakness and stabbed us in the back. But just as expected from the Confederation, their troops were disorganized, and their ruler ended up in our prison. We didn't waste any time and forced an instant surrender. The ruler of Prussia met the same fate. 2 swift and decisive victories for our new king. Just as I was preparing to raid the provinces near the Danube, Poland launched an invasion with an army 3 times the size of ours. We quickly sent out marriage and alliance offers to nearby rulers, Kiev and Minsk, hoping to rally support before it was too late. By baiting the Poles into constant attacks, we suffered defeat after defeat, but in doing so, we were draining their strength with every battle. The King of Moldavia decided it was the perfect time for revenge and declared war on us, but just then, we scored our first victory against the Polish forces. And as if that wasn't enough, a revolt erupted in the Prussian lands we had just taken. After landing another solid win against Poland, we chose to end the war with a white peace. It was time to handle Moldavia and the Prussian uprising. The war gave our ruler plenty of battlefield experience, boosting the army's power. The last 2 wars posed little challenge. As soon as peace was made with Moldavia, my half-brother decided it was the perfect moment to kill my heir. And now, my heir is slow, if you know what I mean. At least, he's got some potential for the kind of education we'll need to reform the faith. The cultural reform went through successfully, and since we already had 3 Druzhina regiments, they didn't get reduced to 1, so we didn't lose anything in the process. All the gold and prestige we earned from the recent wars will go into upgrading the Hall of Heroes in our capital to make our knights even stronger. Prussian raiders kept showing up near our capital, so it was time to finish conquering those territories once and for all. After the war ended, I noticed that Poland had fully unified, and their ruler had the conqueror trait, which was definitely a cause for concern. While I was busy raiding along the Danube, our ally in Kiev called us into a war against Moldavia, and unfortunately, that meant cutting the raid short. Instead of besieging castles, we chose to chase enemy forces across the map, and every victory brought more prestige. But suddenly, in the middle of battle, while leading his troops against a much weaker enemy, the king died of fatal apoplexy. But anyway, meet the new king. Age 12, slow-witted, always hungry, and weirdly obsessed with getting things done. With the Polish king posing the greatest threat, our young ruler became his ward, hoping to turn danger into protection. But danger also lurked within. To calm the realm and win over the vassals, a royal funeral was held for the late king. The ceremony left a mark on the boy. Convinced his grandfather hadn't died of natural causes, the young king grew increasingly paranoid. In a grand gesture of remembrance, the finest artifact in the realm was burned with the late king. The boy's piety did not go unnoticed. Priests and peasants alike praised him. Spending more and more time with the King of Poland, our young ruler gained both his trust and his daughter's hand in marriage. Though she was a dwarf, the match seemed fair, as our king's bloodline wasn't flawless either. Thanks to our new alliance, it was time to move. We launched a campaign into Moldavia, aiming to claim land and eventually take the holy site needed for religious reform. Our new king has no choice but to finish what his grandfather started. He may be slow and flawed, but our king took his religious studies seriously, spending every free moment drafting a new vision for a reformed Slavic faith. While we were focused elsewhere, a vassal took Hungary for himself and declared independence, dividing our realm. But for now, we'll let it be. The holy sites are our top priority. Continuing the legacy of our ancestors, our second dynasty legacy became House of Warriors, further increasing the power of our knights. The war against the infidels brought the king even greater piety, as he triumphed in battle and sacrificed worthless prisoners to the gods. During a battle with yet another group of raiders, our marshal was slain. As a result, the king inherited the former capital, and with it, a significant boost to his military strength. While we were off on yet another raid, the King of Poland called us to aid him in his war for Bohemia against the Holy Roman Empire. We hadn't even reached Poland yet when we were called into yet another war. Novgorod was under attack by Viking invaders. As if the Viking invasion wasn't enough, the Baltic kingdom descended upon Novgorod as well. All these conflicts, though chaotic, became blessings in disguise. Each victory over unbelievers flooded us with piety. We chose strength over size, and our knights made the enemy regret every man they sent. Meanwhile, one of our vassals managed to reunite our kingdom by taking several provinces from Hungary. The Northmen came for conquest, but in just one battle, they were utterly destroyed. Our reward: 600 piety and 1,000 prestige. And across all three wars, we earned a total of 3,000 piety and 4,500 prestige. Thanks to the gold plunder during our raids, the Hall of Heroes has reached its peak in our capital. The time has come to claim the third sacred site, with piety overflowing. The reform of our faith is within reach. Moldavia was no match for us, and victory came easily. Behold the religion of warriors, created to thrust our dynasty onto every throne and to claim endless renown. A faith built for war, granting equal rights to women in succession for stability, and celebrating witchcraft as a virtuous path. Our religion also allows polygamous marriage, so our dynasty can grow as quickly as possible. Yet we overlooked a crucial detail. The sacred sites in Kiev and Novgorod offer no blessings to us, and that must change without delay. Our impatience proved costly, as we underestimated the Russian Confederation and faced a crushing defeat. The gods were on our side, and immediately after, we captured the Kiev chieftain in battle. Now we must capture Novgorod and firmly establish our new faith there. Will the reigning monarch succeed? Subscribe and hit like to find out.